about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
I totally took a bite of your pizza.
I was going to
Sorry.
say, I can't hear anything. What is happening? Yeah, you did. That's right, though. It's pretty good, dude. This
Yeah.
taco pizza. Where's this from?
This is Pizza Hut, I think.
Not bad.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
That was a good break.
Absolutely.
I liked the podcast section. It was good. It was like a little more structured than we usually do, which is nice.
Yeah, I think I like the structure. I think we should put together some more structured episodes.
Oh, you like structure? Do you? No, I like it. Was good.
So, that song brings up an idea for me.
That song does?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've seen The Joker now.
Oh, you have?
Mm-hmm.
When did you do that?
What was it, last weekend, I think? No, 2 weekends ago. I told you about it, but I don't think we've streamed since I've seen it. Maybe we have, but we didn't talk about it. But
Did you get shot?
now that we're in the whatever section of the podcast, and it doesn't really matter, we can talk about it.
You didn't get shot in
No, I'm alive
theater?
still.
Oh,
I don't have any holes in my body. We kept all of my blood
That's
inside
good.
of my body the whole time. So
Well, that's a plus.
yeah,
You know, when you're at a movie. I don't know. I have like some questions for you then. Like you saw The Joker, but I saw it like 2 months ago. It's got to be 2 months ago. So, what'd you feel like immediately when you saw it? You're like, you got to feel a certain way.
that was the hardest movie to watch.
Yeah,
It was incredibly difficult to watch.
sure.
Like the most uncomfortable movie I've ever.
Very
the most
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable I've ever felt watching a movie.
Yeah,
And
very uncomfortable.
not because I'm not like comfortable with mental illnesses or people who have them. It's just like seeing somebody struggle in society like that is difficult for anyone, I think. And
Yeah.
seeing the way people treated him in the society it was hard.
I mean, some of it's relatable too, you know, like we all go through stuff and we experience some things and then you just kind of wonder like, you know, makes you realize not everybody reacts the same way, you know, like some of those ways that he reacted to some of the things that happened to him. I'm like, I wouldn't have done that, but it's understandable why or that happened to him. So it's crazy. Yeah, definitely uncomfortable. That's probably the way I would describe that movie.
Like if somebody gave me one word to describe that movie,
Uncomfortable.
that would be the word that I would use.
So I'm glad that I didn't spoil any of that for you because I didn't want to spoil the movie for you.
What's crazy is I don't think I saw any spoilers. Like because I just didn't like look into it and I didn't like I don't know. Nobody told me anything that they shouldn't have told me. And so I went into it not knowing what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And it was really great. It was awesome.
You know, you and your wife are usually pretty big critics when it comes to like makeup and realism of injury, you know, things like that because of Sarah's profession. So,
Yeah.
I mean, what do you guys think?
So I think I don't know. Maybe I can't hear myself because of these.
Probably. It definitely dampens
Yeah.
the thing. But I do like your ears are very cute.
So the realness of injury part sticks out to me because the blood in the scene where Joaquin stabs the dude that like kind of got him fired, basically.
Yeah.
Basically they came to like ask him why he was going on that show and what was going on, and him and the midget dude.
Yeah.
He is small person if we want to be PC here.
Yeah, whoa, Phil. Whatever.
The blood in that scene was very unrealistic. At least the stuff that's on his face.
unrealistic.
Yeah. So there were some droplets and stuff that were on his face that were like, it was so bad. It was like not the way blood would have looked, at least in my eyes. I don't know. Sarah didn't say anything about it, but I was like, what?
He did have paint all over his face.
Yeah, so I guess maybe that changed the way the blood would have looked otherwise. Because if it was on someone's just regular face, I guess it looked kind of real. But I don't know. That part was kind of interesting to me, but other than that, it was incredible. His makeup was good because it was like not supposed to be perfect, you know?
Yeah.
Because he was painting it on himself. And
Sure. Maybe that made it easy.
what I thought was most impressive and most incredible about this movie was the amount of weight this man lost for this role.
Yeah.
And how, like, basically famished he looked. Like,
Yeah.
it was crazy how skinny this guy was.
Sure.
Like, so unhealthy. So unhealthy to be that skinny. And he actually he either had a interview or something that he discussed how much weight that he lost, and he lost 50 pounds
That's so much.
for the movie. And he said that he definitely knows a lot more about how people with eating disorders feel now, because it becomes an obsession. It's like you're counting every single thing that you put in your body, you're thinking about everything that you're putting in your body, and you obsess about the fact that you don't want to put anything in your body so that you can lose weight and be skinnier.
Yeah.
And he said that, like, that shined a huge new light on how people with eating disorders feel. So I thought that was like one of the most incredible parts about his role in the movie.
I do feel like that no one else would have been able to do this role other than Joaquin Phoenix. Am I right about that?
Yes, absolutely. I definitely think that. I mean, Joaquin's done some interesting roles in the past, and they're normally. He doesn't do very many movies, but when he does, it's a pretty important role, and it's important to him personally. So yeah, I mean, I think he was probably one of the best people that they possibly could have cast for this movie, for sure. And it's funny because he wanted to do this movie like a long time ago, like 10 plus years ago, and nobody wanted to pick it up. So he forgot about it, and then somebody had the idea to do it again.
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
He actively searched out the person that was doing this movie because he wanted to be the role. It wasn't like they cast him. They weren't like, oh, Joaquin would be perfect. He had to go in and be like, hey, I want to do this role because I like what you guys are doing here. I wanted to do this a while ago.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you finally saw it because I want to see it again too. It was really good. I feel like it was an important movie. I don't know specifically how or why, but
well, it shines
an important movie.
Yeah, it shines a light on a lot of mental health issues and the way people treat each other in a society in general. Because that happens to people all the time, every day, all year, forever in someone's life, and it can drive people to do stuff that they wouldn't otherwise do. Yeah. Especially somebody who has an issue with at least the way they think, or parts of their brain that aren't developed the same way as others.
You know what you should do?
In the normal community?
You should go back and observe and watch our memes episode now that you've seen the Joker. And some of the memes, the Joker memes, like, they might get refreshed in your head, and you'll be able to understand them a little bit more. Especially the ones about living in a society and the talk show memes. Yeah. Where he's sitting with Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Fallon tells him something, and he just looks at the camera like, you kind of understand, like, oh, I know what's going to happen next. Yep. So, yeah, that's crazy. I'm glad you saw it. That's awesome.
So, one thing that we were talking about being able to predict a show. Yeah. I was, like, so confused when he shot the host of the show.
Yeah.
because in his practice runs and everything, he was acting like he was going to kill himself.
Sure.
And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Because and I knew that obviously he wasn't going to kill himself because this was it was like a precursor to the Batman movies, or like a running in. It was like intertwined in between some time frame in the Batman movies. I guess when this was when he was a kid.
Yeah, you do meet Bruce.
Yeah.
And there's so many different story arcs for Batman. I don't know. I have a huge bone to pick with DC about this, but we'll leave that for a different time. But yeah, there was a theory that the Joker is not specifically one person.
Oh, so it's like a generalization of the type of person that would be playing that role.
Yes. And that there's always a Joker. You can't kill the Joker because there's always a Joker.
Huh. Okay.
So
that shines a different light on the movie itself too.
Yeah. I mean,
my favorite part was the end where it's just chaos.
It's so crazy.
Absolute chaos, because it reminds me of do you remember when they were like trying to say that there was going to be a purge in one of the cities here in the US?
Yeah.
It was like probably a couple of years ago. And everybody was terrified, and it was like chaos in the streets, and like people were going crazy and rioting, and that's like what it reminded me of.
They did such a good job of making it look really realistic, and like the car crash and stuff. And I was just like, oh.
Yeah,
They
I
did
mean,
such a good job.
Yeah, most of it, I don't have any qualms about anything that they did in the movie for what he looked like, or in any of the blood, or the car crash looked. Like, I always think about when there's a car crash in a movie or a TV show or anything, they actually have to crash the cars.
Yeah.
Like there's somebody in there
There's either
crashing
a stuntman, or it's Tom Cruise who does all his own
and they have to
stunts.
film it. Like, that's just nuts, because I mean, if you think about how close a camera is to a car crash and what could happen and could go wrong, that it just blows my mind.
Yeah, it is nuts. I don't know. I want to watch it again because I know that there's things in that movie that I missed. You know, that I'm going to catch the second time around and be like, oh, how did I miss that the first time?
Yeah, I felt that way too. There was so much like small stuff that you could have missed in like certain parts of the frame, or
I feel like that
certain
makes a
parts of
movie
the
good, though.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can watch it again and still take another thing away from it, yeah.
You know, you appreciate the amount of detail they put into it to where, like, you have to watch it again to catch everything.
I also didn't expect him to kill his mom. That was like, what?
Yeah.
Why?
And that was a tough scene.
Man.
I'm like, I kept thinking to myself, like, he had to act this out.
And think about killing his own mother. Like,
'Cause he's
like
in
Joaquin
character.
Joaquin himself probably had to think at one point about killing his own mother, because to be in that state of mind and be that like entrenched in your character, you've got to be like, you got to be thinking about some really dark, deep stuff
Exactly.
that has to do with your own life as well.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, Joaquin. I mean, let's get him on the show. What do you say? Let's
Get him out here.
Actually, I don't. According to the history of him being on the Joker, I don't want him on the show.
I don't want to live stream with that
I
guy
know.
sitting next to me.
No, that would be not good.
So, do you know what the hardest part of becoming that role and playing that role for Joaquin was?
I would have to say probably. I would think I would want to say the losing the weight part, or maybe
Wrong.
smoking.
Idiot. No. So Sarah and I were really fascinated by this movie, and when we were going to Kalispell, because we have to drive to Kalispell, so it's like probably a 7-hour drive or 7.5-hour drive.
Right.
We listened to some interviews and some podcasts and stuff that revolved around the Joker. And
cool.
The hardest part for him that he discussed about becoming this person, this role, was the laugh.
The laugh.
The laugh was the hardest part, because the Joker has a very iconic laugh. It's one of the.
So he didn't want to get it wrong.
He didn't want to get it wrong. He also didn't want, because this like uncontrollable laughter isn't exactly like the way he played it wasn't exactly how a person with this disease that he was supposed to have
Yeah.
But he wasn't actually supposed to have this disease. Like, it was because Gotham City is fictional. I mean, all
sure.
of this entire thing is fictional. But obviously it has some true tones to it. It has some real things
it could be real.
behind it. Yeah. And so he didn't want to make it seem like he was making fun of the people that actually have diseases that are similar to this.
Yeah.
He didn't want, but he wanted it to be just far enough off to where he's not like making a fool out of himself, making a fool out of the people that have certain issues like this, but still have the iconic Joker laughter and be able to do it on cue. Because being able to laugh like on cue is not something people can do. I mean, I can't like just ha 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 and make it sound like like actually real and authentic.
Yeah.
There's no way. And so he described practicing for this by he invited somebody over. I think it was like the director or somebody, and was like, I just want you to sit there and I'm gonna laugh. And I don't think he gave a precursor to this, but he just invited somebody over and just started laughing uncontrollably in front of them, like trying to get the laugh correct and be able to do it in front of somebody.
That's crazy.
That would be
method
so hard.
acting is just so insane. Like, there's some serious method actors out there that get into their character.
Well, I mean,
crazy.
the last Joker was what was his name? He was
Are you talking about?
the guy that died.
Yeah. That was a good Joker.
Yeah, and he spent years getting into character. He spent years writing in a journal, writing thoughts that he thought the Joker would have, like kind of like rules that he should be following to
talking
get
about
into
Heath
character.
Ledger?
Heath Ledger, yeah.
Okay.
It was incredible the preparation that this guy had.
Yeah.
And people were pissed when they cast Heath Ledger for this role.
Yeah.
Because he was like not playing roles that were similar to this before. It was like he was supposed to be this heartthrob in a bunch of shows that he did
like
before.
how they've cast Batman with what's his face?
I don't know.
From Twilight.
Oh,
Robert Pattinson.
yeah, yeah.
He's gonna be the next Batman.
Oh, that's awful.
But you never know. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, maybe he turns out to be a Heath Ledger.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That was one of the most incredible. Like, that's my favorite Batman.
Yeah.
Was the one with Heath Ledger in it,
Sure.
because it was the amount of like preparation and crazy character development that he had to do is just nuts.
And it makes more sense now. I really like the theory that there's not just one Joker. You know, that there's that this is a part of that city and what society has created, that the Joker's always going to exist, and that makes sense that there's multiple different types of Jokers.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that if you dove deep enough into the nerddom of Batman on the internet, I would say that most people would say that the Batman, the animated series Joker, is the best Joker.
Mm.
And that was voice acted by Mark Hamill, who played Luke Skywalker in Star Wars.
Yeah.
He has the best laugh, for sure. The most iconic Joker laugh. The one that people really try to get to that point and understand, like, you know, as soon as you hear it, you're like, that's the Joker. That's not a clown. That's not some kid laughing. That's not some person laughing at a joke. That's the Joker laughing. And that's that Mark Hamill laugh that you hear. And I think that's probably, I wonder how, I know that Heath Ledger said that he did a lot of research on the, to the Batman, the animated series Joker.
Yeah,
that whole Batman series actually had a lot of characters and things like that, and some ideas pulled from the animated series from the 90s.
Yeah, I mean they've been writing the Batman series for a very long time.
Sure,
like,
since 60s.
Yeah. It's 50 plus years probably, right?
Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's crazy how much like storylines there are out there and how many different ways it plays
50s.
out. And I mean, it's early. It's very.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an old series for sure.
Yes.
So yeah, Heath had done a lot of research into all of those different.
Such an amazing
different
job
things,
he
so,
did
yeah.
as a Joker. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that, there's people out there debating like, oh, Joaquin's a better Joker or Heath's a better Joker, and I just don't think that that's even a debate. I think they both did an amazing job, and they don't have to be better than the other.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the one Joker
Compare
that
Batmans.
the one Joker I didn't like was the tattooed one.
Yeah, for Jared Leto.
Yeah,
Jared Leto was.
I didn't like that one.
I kind of still did, and there's
But that what you said about there not being one Joker
yeah.
makes so much more sense now.
Yeah.
Because I was so confused as to why they would cast somebody
Sure.
so different from the previous. I was like, what the heck? Like, why?
Mm-hmm.
But it makes so much sense now that it's not the Joker is an idea. He's not an actual person.
Yeah. Well, they classify him now. So you have the Clown, which is the Clown Joker, which was the animated series. You have the Psycho, which was the Heath Ledger one. You have the Gangster, which is the Jared Leto one. You have the I don't know. There's a couple other classifications that like Jack Nicholson was in, and this was all stuff before Joaquin even did this Joker. But so that's kind of how they described him. Was they brought out a certain characteristic of the Joker in each one, but they all collectively are the Joker, and and it makes sense. I think it's so cool. I don't think we should talk about compare the Jokers, compare Batmans, because Batman's
because he's supposed to be the same person.
Same.
Yeah, he's supposed to be one
Batman.
person.
I mean, worst Batman ever? George Clooney.
George Clooney was Batman.
Yes. They made a movie in early 2000s called, or maybe it's 98 or something like that, Batman and Robin, and the bat suit had nipples.
What?
Yes, it did.
Oh
it's
my
so
gosh.
stupid.
George Clooney Batman is
Yeah.
what I'm looking for, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Just look at them images. George Clooney Batman. Yep. Batsuit has nipples.
Yummy.
So dumb.
Awful. Seriously terrible. This is the worst suit too out of all of them, I think.
Yeah. I think one of the best
shows
suits.
like all of the supposed muscles that this man has.
I think the best Batman suit so far is either the Batman. Yeah, see that's Batman and Robin right there.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that. It's silver. Silver.
Yeah, when do you
It's
put
terrible.
silver on Batman? He's supposed to be like the Dark Knight.
Yeah. I really like the Christian Bale Batman suit. I saw it in person actually. I went to Hollywood with my wife. We went to Los Angeles to go on vacation. We actually went to Laguna Beach when we traveled up there.
Yeah, this
But-
one looks more military.
Yeah, good. Well, that's what it's supposed to be. It's like a military bodysuit that he painted black and added a few pieces to, and it's all carbon fiber.
Yeah.
So I
that's
saw
cool.
it in person, and it's really cool. His mask was stupid. I didn't like the mask, but the bat suit was really cool. The mask was a little too, it's way better than. Oh, dude, I forgot about the Ben Affleck Batman. That might be the worst Batman.
Ben Affleck, huh?
Ben Affleck Batman might be the worst Batman, worse than George Clooney, because he's like the beefy,
Yeah,
bulked up.
He's thick with two C's.
Yeah, he's definitely THICC.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah. He's not like your typical
But-
thinner, more chiseled Batman.
but at the same time, they made it very much more comic book like. It was very comic booky compared to like the darker Batman.
This was the Dark Knight one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's and I liked the bat suit. The mask was dumb, but it fit the character. And Christian Bale was a very small Batman. Small compared to the Ben Affleck Batman, which was. But I feel like some of the things that Batman does, he's like very good at martial arts. He beats
Yeah.
people up. He's
You got to be
jumps
more
from-
fit for that.
Yeah, you got to be fit. You got to be able to do stuff. And that scene, I loved that scene with. I don't know.
This is showing Joaquin Phoenix here, but this is
right.
That's not an actual.
But in the
Screen capture.
scene with Heath Ledger, that one, That was such a cool scene. One of my favorites
Yeah.
of Batman and the Joker together.
I love the Batman's voice. It's so funny.
Yeah, I love that College Humor made fun of it for years.
Yeah.
And they still do. They
Yeah.
still come out with some great videos. Yeah, there's the picture of it right there of the College
Which one?
Humor one right above your mouse.
This one?
Yeah, that. Where are all the other drugs going? Yeah, it's so good. He's like, where are the other drugs going? He's like, you're supposed to be a Dark Knight. I wouldn't go British. I don't know. It's just funny.
Wow.
Yeah, Christian Bale. He's quite the committed actor too.
Let's see, Joaquin.
Christian Bale, though, I've heard stories. He's not the most fun person to be around.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I've heard anyway.
Well, a lot of famous types are like that, but there are some that are actually really good people.
I think
really
Joaquin
fun to be
Phoenix is
around.
an amazing actor. Like I loved him in Walk the Line. I'm a big Johnny Cash fan,
Yeah,
and when he did such a great job playing Johnny Cash.
yeah, and so that's what I'm saying is he plays like serious roles. He's like
Yeah.
he's not really I don't know. He seems like he always plays something that you gotta really get into the character.
Yeah.
I want to see like a 24 kilograms, which is roughly 50 pounds.
That's crazy.
Like, his shoulder looks so messed up. Like, this right here.
Yeah.
It looks like that the whole time. Hey, you should do the joke that, hey, Batman, what's your superpower? I'm rich. What? I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah. In let's see, the Justice League movie, the Flash asks Batman,
Oh.
you know, because it's a bunch of super powered people getting together to fight against crime. He jumps in the car and he's like, hey, man, what's your superpower? And he's like, I'm rich. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's a good superpower to have.
Yeah,
Please,
absolutely.
can I have
Yeah,
that superpower?
Can we just get some
I
money
want to have
flowing in
the
here?
I'm rich superpower.
Me too. Me too.
Let's just go watch the Joker again.
Yep, let's just leave right now. Stop streaming and just get back into it. What did I want to see? I wanted to see like a before and after weight loss. I wonder if there is one. If anybody's like cobbled one together yet.
Yeah.
Like, look at this. The part where he's dancing is like so hard. So hard to watch.
Yeah, it's very uncomfortable and
So look at his shoulder. You see this?
yeah.
Like, that's his body. That's his normal body. And it was like this without him, like, pulling his shoulder back. So, I know there's your shoulder blade right there.
Maybe he's just double jointed or something.
There was something seriously messed up with his shoulder.
Yeah. I wonder if this Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, is going to make an appearance in the next Batman movie.
But it seemed
I want it
like
to happen, but at the same time, I don't want it to happen.
I don't want it to happen for the sake of Joaquin Phoenix's mental health, because, I mean, he stated in an interview that he was really struggling with coming out of this, and being able to get back out of it and step back out into his normal life and
That sounds crazy.
start living again, because it takes such a toll on you.
I don't
and
really
you become actually clinically depressed, because you're thinking about so much stuff that like really actually does depress you for so long that it makes a big difference
Yeah.
in your life. But what they've stated so far, at least in like press releases and stuff, is that this is a completely separate movie.
Yeah.
So I mean, it'd be cool.
I hope it stays that way. I mean,
It would be cool, but nobody's ever going to live up to
If
Heath
they-
Ledger in my mind.
yeah,
His
if they made a
performance was incredible.
sequel, I don't know how they would do it. It's one of those movies that was so good, maybe they should just leave it alone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, don't try to outdo yourselves again.
One of my favorite parts about the Batman movie was the military equipment and stuff that they used for Batman. It was really cool. Like when they're testing it and they're driving that big huge tank thing around.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It's very cool. Yeah. Dude, okay, so change subjects a little bit here. It's kind of, well, we're still talking about movies, but you know, earlier we were talking about Netflix and how they release everything all at the same time, and how Disney Plus is changing things up a little bit.
Yeah.
One of the new things that just came out on Netflix is they released The Matrix for the first time. So, The Matrix hasn't been, as far as I know, hasn't been streamable on a service until now.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I just watched The Matrix with my son, who's going to be 15. And we were just talking about how the movie's so good, maybe they shouldn't have made a second one. So we were watching The Matrix, and it's so good. The build up all the way to the end, and like the time that it was released, and the new technology they used for the CGI and all of that, and it's such a crazy idea that nobody had really done before. It was so good, so good. The Matrix, so good. And then we immediately started watching the second one, and you could tell, like, it's still a good movie, but you could tell how hard they're trying. And they were such tryhards in the second one, and it was bad. It made me a little upset because I didn't remember it as so cheesy and try hard as it is. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really remember the second Matrix movie.
Yeah, they tried to outdo themselves with literally everything they did.
Everything and anything.
Yeah. So NALO is really spamming us right now with some stuff.
Really spamming.
Really spamming the chat.
Mandalorian, they keep saying. We already talked about it. You weren't watching. It's all right.
Yeah, you weren't watching. We
Well,
talked about it on the podcast.
I have a quick question for you.
Yeah,
though.
ask away.
Are you going to finish this pizza?
Am I going to finish this pizza? Yeah. Like,
dang it.
right now.
Oh my gosh, I can hear that. I love it. That was wonderful. Oh my goodness. I can't even imagine losing.
You guys like our hats?
I can't even imagine losing 50 pounds for a roll.
It's getting close to Christmas.
So
Earlier in the chat, we talked about Santa. Let's see here. If you're just joining us,
yes,
you can actually watch this a little bit later too on Twitch, or
Watch
you can
it
go listen to the first section of this show as a podcast, and you can go watch it on YouTube too.
Yeah.
But we talked about Santa and like if it's cool, if you should try to convince your kids that Santa's real, and we talked about what the Elf on a Shelf.
Yeah, I didn't know as that much about the Elf on the Shelf, so it was cool to
Do I
hear
look
it from
like
a
Elf
parent.
on a Shelf?
Well, technically you're not on a shelf, but yeah.
And then we talked about The Mandalorian.
Yep.
And how good it is.
Oh my gosh.
So I'd love to hear, your comments and things like that about The Mandalorian on our YouTube channel or on Facebook or whatever. Just hit us up and tell us how good it is, because we know how good it is.
Yep, we know.
We talked about the Halo Reach release.
Yeah.
And that was super fun.
Yeah.
It's super cool.
Yeah.
But, dude, it's so cold outside. I just want to say, like, we are from Montana. We're up here in the Great White North of Montana.
The Great White North.
Yeah, because we talked about how we have accents up here, and I just don't hear it. But we live in the Great White North, and
What?
the Arctic air has invaded us. Totally invaded us. Earlier, it was like 42 degrees at like 8 o'clock in the morning, which was unseasonably warm. And then it just dropped as the day went on. As the sun went up, the temperature went down, which was really weird.
Does not make any sense.
This is where we're at right now. 16 degrees Fahrenheit. That's really not super bad. I heard that there's like in the Midwest, over in like Wisconsin area down there, we just became weathermen all of a sudden. I just realized. But it's supposed to get real crazy. Obviously not quite yet, but yeah, I heard that it was going to get super crazy. I was watching some streams earlier, and some of those people on there were saying that it was negative 10 degrees where they were at up in the Northwest. Like,
dude, do you remember there was like a crazy storm last year?
Yeah.
Where there was like frost forming on the inside of people's walls on the East Coast or something like that.
That is crazy.
It was like so cold outside that there was frost starting to form on the inside of buildings because it was so cold.
Oof.
It was like freezing through the insulation.
That's insane. That's way too cold.
Yeah. I mean, we get some pretty cold temperatures here. How are you getting your hat to stand up like that?
What, you like it? Oh, yeah, look at this.
Oh, wait.
I don't know. I'm probably going to ruin it now.
There we go.
Touching it.
So everybody started putting up Whoville decorations in my neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
It finally has like fully started, and my favorite one so far is the WPS.
Let me
which
just try to describe
Whoville
your
Postal
neighborhood.
Service. Yeah. Go ahead.
I would say
Wait. Before you start, give me one word that describes my neighborhood.
one word,
And then
describing
you
your-
can describe my neighborhood fully.
Okay, I'm gonna give you one word that describes your neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
That's how. That's how.
They
it's
said
done.
it. They said, so I had to.
Yep, NALO. Hey, Phil, say, oh, yeah. I would say terrarium.
What? What's the actual definition of terrarium?
Okay, look it up.
But go on with your full
Terrarium.
Did they spell this wrong?
No? Well, yeah, there you go.
Oh, those are actual terrariums. I should
Okay.
type in definition. Give me.
Okay, so Phil's neighborhood is like a bunch of cookie cutter houses that you can customize when you buy them or build them.
Yep.
And they're all to a certain scale, and they're close together. And the neighborhood is like designed to have its own certain in and out, just like a neighborhood would be. You know, like
Like a gated community.
like a gated community. Yeah, although it just feels different,
yeah.
but in a good way.
Yeah.
But most people that live in our city call your area where you live Whoville. Because the houses are funky colors.
No, and it doesn't even matter what time of the year you say that you live in Josephine Crossing. They immediately say, "Oh, Whoville."
Oh, Whoville. You live in Whoville. And I think that not just because of I think the decorations probably came from the people calling it Whoville. Do you think? Or was it the other way around?
No, I think it was the other way around.
Hmm.
But maybe, I don't know. I guess because I was in high school, I think, when they were building this. It was like 2000, because my house was one of the first built there, actually, and it was built in 2008. So they started building them in 2008 and became like an actual neighborhood by probably 2011.
Yeah.
Wait, I haven't. Okay. So this is what NALO thinks of my neighborhood, apparently.
A terrarium.
Definition of terrarium: a vivarium for smaller land animals, especially reptiles, amphibians, or terrestrial invertebrates, typically in the form of glass-fronted case. I don't know how that makes any sense, but we'll go with it. It's all right.
So terrarium that's what an original terrarium is, but people build terrariums like as a hobby, and they build little miniature versions of things, like a neighborhood inside of a glass bowl.
So you
That's what
think
it
I'm
reminded
living
me
in a glass box of emotion?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's really fun. I don't know. I like Whoville, and a lot of people go there to check out Christmas lights and things like that because
Yeah.
everybody has their own Whoville like structure piece. that
Yeah,
they
I
put
think
on
I think one thing that's cool about living in Josephine Crossing is, as I just told you when I got here today,
Yeah.
I got a free Christmas tree just for like living in Josephine Crossing and being on their Facebook page.
Nice.
So somebody decided they didn't want their Christmas tree anymore because the lights weren't working, etc. And so it's a perfectly good Christmas tree, Costco Christmas tree, 7.5 foot tall, probably a $300 tree to begin with. And they just put it out on their driveway, took a picture of it, and said, "Hey, we don't want this anymore. Anybody in the neighborhood, come pick it up if you want it."
And
I
you're
was like, "I got it."
mine.
I put my hand up.
Dibs.
Put my hand up digitally by saying I want it on Facebook comments.
Did you put your hand behind the thing? Hey, whatever, man. Whatever, bro.
Look, I don't have a hand.
Where's your hand?
It's whatever.
Are you holding it up like this? Whatever.
The camera really doesn't like us putting our hands up.
Whatever.
But yeah, so I got a free Christmas tree that I now have to troubleshoot, which I'm kind of pissed about. But
Whatever.
it
You're
is
an
what it is.
electrical engineer and the lights don't work. Who else is going to do it?
True. So there's power all the way up it, but I need to go get one of them trigger gun things that
They sell
pops
on
the,
Amazon.
well, you can get them at. There's one at Target actually. I'm gonna go
Oh.
there after this.
Nice.
Wait. We need to figure out if Target's open on Sunday this late.
Yeah, I think they're open till 9. I love Target.
Closes at
At midnight? There's no way.
midnight?
There's no way.
A is the one we want, right?
There's no way Target closes at midnight. What are you people doing?
That's their hours.
Oh my gosh. You guys
They actually close at midnight. Dude, I would much rather go to Target at night than
let's
Walmart.
do it.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's do it.
Like comparatively, we were talking about this over Thanksgiving with one of I think Sarah's parents' friends, so my in-laws' friends.
Yeah.
They're like, Walmart's a necessity sometimes, but I would much rather go to Target because I come out of Target in a much better mood than the mood that I come out of Walmart in. You just get frustrated, especially because you like see stuff that like people will be. They gave the example of a kid not having a coat on and it's freezing outside. It's like, put a coat on the kid. They get pissed about it.
Sure.
Like, I would just be like,
Maybe they're hoping somebody walks up and says, like, can I buy a coat for your kid?
yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess people on welfare and people with like food stamps and all that kind of stuff might think like that, but that's a little
Maybe.
harsh of a generalization there, NALO.
You're right. I'm a jerk.
Yep, you're mean. He's so mean. Hey, Bionic, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Thanks for using Taw's emote in my on my channel. No, I actually really like that emote.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Heart, baby. Oh. Yeah. Oh.
You like this pizza?
Oh.
You want a bite? Bionic, do you want a bite of this pizza?
I do.
No, Phil. Oh. He bit from the wrong side. Oh, my
This
goodness.
is now an ASMR podcast.
Hey, there's a section. Maybe we should try that out. We should do an ASMR episode. Hey, guys.
You have to turn the gain up like really high.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
If you guys didn't know,
Guys really like,
Target's open till midnight.
do you like to
even
shop
on
at
Sundays.
Target?
He said he wants a piece of that pizza. You see that? Please, no no ASMR.
Okay. Yeah, we're in total agreement then. No ASMR.
Does anybody know anything about the Porsche Taycan? How do you even say it? Should I look it up? Porsche Taycan.
Yeah.
Taycan?
One of you followers sound it out in the chat.
Phonetically spell it, please. It's Taycan.
It's not.
Oh, it's not. It's
Taycan.
not Taycan. It's
Taken.
Taken by Liam Neeson. Yeah,
No,
like
it's
the
not
movie.
Taycan, Taken, or Toucan. It's Tycon.
Oh, so I was wrong even then. So it's
You got to keep reading there,
Tycon.
Phil.
It's Tycon.
Tycon. Zoom in and show him on the thing.
And show him on the thing
Yeah,
with the thing and the
with
and
the
the
thing.
And that like this
Yeah.
thing.
Maybe zoom in a little bit. Can you zoom
What do you want me to zoom for?
so they can see it?
Like this?
Yeah.
Look at that. It's like we know something about
It's
technology.
not Taycon, Taken. Liam Neeson is bummed. Or Toucan.
Toucan, like a bird.
Toucan. It's Tycon, which we now have, thanks to Porsche, produced video embedded below. Cool.
Those taillights look like a Cybertruck.
If it's Tycon, I hate that they spelled it Taycan.
Well, you know what? You can't always get what you want. You know what I'm saying?
This is English. This is America.
You're one of those Americans. if
Speak American.
if you're in my country, you have to speak my language.
Heck no, man. I would love to learn Spanish. I want to learn Spanish.
What? Yeah, me too, actually.
I feel like that is a very useful tool and something that I can use to communicate with people even better
Yeah.
than I already do.
Gracie, my niece's birthday birthday party was this weekend. Her birthday's actually on the 12th, I think. But we got her a book that teaches you, like, it's 100 words book, and it teaches you the English word and the Spanish word. Because, I mean, they are Mexican, so.
Yeah. I know. I've got.
And
I know
Betta
lots
doesn't
of
know any
people.
Spanish, so we gotta teach him both some Spanish.
Yes. I know some people for sure that speak Spanish and that I could communicate with, and that would be awesome. I want to do it.
Me too.
French though, don't want to learn it.
I wonder if there's
It's the love language, man.
I wonder
Maybe
if there's
should learn
been
it.
any more information on the Cybertruck. Like
Maybe we
if
should.
they've
The shatterproof windows. See if they fix them.
well, yeah, but I also want to see if they changed the ordering. Like, because as they go along, they change the ordering and they put more information and more information.
Yeah,
It doesn't look like it.
I think that my son was telling me he was looking at it earlier, and he said that they might be selling them for close to $10,000 less when they come in. When they start
What do you
actually
mean?
sending them out,
How?
I don't know. I have no idea.
You telling me they're gonna sell a truck for $30,000?
Maybe not
That's
the single
cheap.
motor one.
That's cheap. Maybe this one. Maybe take this one down to.
Or I'm thinking maybe the tri-motor is actually going to be 59.
Oh yeah,
instead of
maybe
69.
that's possible. Say
To compare with somebody. Why?
Yeah, why?
Why?
We don't just do everything you want us to do. you know,
Yeah. Come on.
man. But yeah, I do want to actually see if there's any more news on the whole
Yeah.
Cybertruck windows.
Yeah, I wonder if they've done any improvements since then. I'm sure they have, you know. Oh, hey,
Actually,
speaking
I
of
want to
this-
see the comments on the CNN article. Actually, what are you saying? Speaking of what?
Oh, I was just saying there's the Hyperloop, you know, that Elon is building.
So I present to you the Cybertruck.
Oh my gosh, that scared me.
that
press
was
that
very
button.
loud.
Press that button.
Oh, this button?
Listen to me.
Got it.
We're trying to have a production here.
I have one job, people.
You have literally one job.
I have one job in this production. See, look, he's got the equipment. He's got the keyboard, the mouse. I have a button up here that I have to press. And I didn't do it. I didn't press it. I'm sorry.
I say press the button. You press the button.
I'll do it.
Jeez. I also want you to start doing the dials too, because it's too much for me to remember.
You know, like this one and this one?
Like the headphones one and mine.
Yeah, I'm turning this one
Yeah,
down.
just turn me all the way off.
Phil, what?
I hate you so much.
Yeah, we got you taken care of.
But yeah.
So you wanted to read the comments on the
Yeah, I wanted
Windows
I don't-
breaking?
I don't know if there's any comments actually. Nope. Because it's a business article. Maybe they don't have comments. I know the real reason behind the window crack. It's okay, Elon, but maybe you should have threw the ball of the window before you decided to hit the door with a sledgehammer. Yep, sledgehammer impact on door, cracked base of glass, which is why steel ball didn't bounce off. Should have done steel ball on window, then sledgehammer the door. Next time. I promise.
Hey, at least he commented back and said, "Yep,
Oh, dude,
You're right.
I got a funny story to tell you about
you
next
right."
time. I promise.
Next time.
So, I used to get my car washed a lot in California
Yeah.
because, believe it or not, your car gets pretty dirty in California. There's like so much like pollution in the air that you get this film of like nastiness on your car,
Ugh.
and then your black car looks matte black instead of shiny black, and it's gross.
Yeah.
So, you go to these car washes in California and Los Angeles, and they have like a dry service basically afterwards. Like your car comes out of the car wash, and they have these guys stand there and they wipe down your car and make sure it's dry.
Do you tip them and stuff?
You're supposed to tip them.
Okay.
So I'm driving home one day from work.
Yeah.
I don't have any cash. I never have cash. I have a tiny little wallet. I have this little baby.
And a metal Apple card.
And don't talk about that. We talk about that too much, but it's right here, just so you know. So I have this little baby wallet. I don't carry cash. And so I am driving home from work.
Yeah.
Don't have any cash. Go through the car wash.
Mhm.
Forget that they have these people there standing there. So I go to get in my car because they have my keys and stuff because they're driving it through the car wash and all that, and I had to go pay. And so I get the key from the guy, and I say, "Thanks, man."
Thanks, man.
Felt my front pockets. I'm like, "I don't have any cash. I'm sorry. I'll get you next time. I promise." That's what I said to this guy.
I'll
and he's
get
like,
you next time.
He's like, "What?" I never went back to that car wash ever again.
I'll get you next time. I'll give you double the thing because I remember.
So bad. It was so bad.
Wow.
And he just looked at me like, you suck. I just dried this entire car, and now I'm not going to get a tip. Because I guarantee that's like most of where he makes his money.
Yeah, but
Couldn't
I
be
mean,
getting paid
did
too
you
much money
Did you pay
to
for the
drive.
car wash with the card?
Yeah, but you can't put a tip to go to those guys on it.
I know, but the whole thing is like, you paid for a car wash, right? And you used a card. It's not like you didn't pay for it.
True.
I don't know. What are you supposed to do?
I thought I just...
Not go there because you don't have cash, even though you'd have money?
Sarah and her sister think that story is just like really funny because I was just like, "I'll get you next time.
Next time.
I promise." Because I like paused in the middle of it. It was so bad.
Because you realized how stupid it was? And
Yeah.
you're just like,
I'm like, why would anybody say, "I'll get you next time" on a tip? So I'm like, "I promise."
Oh, my
Yeah,
gosh.
sure. Okay.
Sure you
Dude.
do, bro. I promise. Well, at least he knows why they broke. now.
Well, he's giving that explanation. I don't think that's what happened. I guarantee that ball bearing was just too heavy. You throw it at any glass, it's going to crack.
I don't know, but I think that was his point. Maybe, Elon Musk is like, he's up here and we're down here. Like, when it comes to, like, I might even dare I say intelligence. But maybe it was his plan the whole time. How do we know?
True.
I mean, it could be like, it'd be really funny.
He lost billions of dollars in net worth that day, though.
He did?
Well, at least that's what they were saying. There was like some article about how much money that was to his name that he lost. But it rebounded quickly because 200,000 plus people have reserved this Cybertruck.
I mean, just think about it like this. It'd be really funny, and I bet you we can get the whole internet talking about it, is if we said we had bulletproof windows and we threw a ball bearing at it and totally broke it and live on national
He didn't
television.
say it's bulletproof. He never said the windows were bulletproof.
Yeah, he said that they could withstand a 9mm bullet.
No, the side
The
of the
door.
truck can.
But not the windows?
Not the windows. Why would the windows be able to do that? You know how thick that window would have to be for a 9mm bullet?
Oh, I don't know.
Did Elon ever say that
Man, you can Google anything these days.
the windows of the Cybertruck are bulletproof? You want to know what would have been a better thing to Google?
What?
Cybertruck windows bulletproof, and I guarantee it would have came up.
Well, you typed an entire paragraph. Hopefully it comes up with something. I'm pretty sure he said bulletproof glass, or maybe he said armor glass or something. Unveiled Cybertruck's literally bulletproof glass shattered.
I don't think he ever said that, though.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
I think people just assumed it because the truck was bulletproof, but I don't think it was ever actually said by Elon that the glass itself was
I don't know if
bulletproof.
I think that ball bearing should have or would have still broken that glass, whether they hit the sledgehammer first or not. Because
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
it
what I'm
put
saying.
a
Is
hole in it,
no, I mean it didn't go through.
but it didn't go through. But if you look at it,
Yeah,
like the
there was a
middle
little
part of
middle
it
part
is like,
missing. Yeah.
it put a hole right through that thing.
Yeah, and I was telling people like if you throw that out a regular window, that would have been in the person's lap would have been sitting in the driver's seat. You know, like
Yeah.
that ball would go straight through another piece of glass easily. Like if you threw that ball at the glass on your Jeep out there,
Yeah.
well, at least the side window, it would have gone straight through and landed in your lap.
Huh.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But look, I like how
this tweet's funny.
Yeah, because I don't know. He explains why the Cybertruck is so plain, like it is.
Yeah.
There's no curves to it.
Well,
There's no
yeah, yeah. So
There's no elegance.
he's saying
to it.
planar actually, which means like there's planes.
Flat.
There's flat. Yeah, it's
yeah,
flat.
it's not curved. It's
Right.
not. doesn't have weird little divots and cool little air ducts and things like that a lot of cars have. Because it can't stamp 30 times hard steel, ultra hard 30 times steel, because it breaks the stamping press.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Well,
even bending it requires a deep score on the inside of the bend, which is how the prototype was made. Like, I feel like they're going to have some serious manufacturing issues. Like they already did with the Model 3 anyways, because they were trying to automate too much of it. Like, did you ever hear about that? Where they were trying to get robots to like plug in electrical connections. And they couldn't get the robot to like grab it and like find where the wire was and then put it together.
Huh.
Because those wires would always be in a different spot every time a new car rolled by.
yeah.
So they basically tried to over automate the system, and it slowed down production so much that they almost lost the company. I mean, they went through some serious woes with the Model 3 and the production of it.
But I'm thinking
this is going to be like real difficult because that steel is so hard. I feel like the cost is going to increase dramatically on these trucks.
Yeah. Well, if there's any company that can do the things that you're not supposed to do,
It's
like
going to be
Tesla.
Tesla.
So-
Yeah. Or SpaceX, I guess.
yeah. Oh, I was going to tell you earlier. That reminds me. This the Superloop or the
Hyperloop?
The Hyperloop. So they entered a different stage of production with the Hyperloop, at least a different stage in planning. And it said that two companies are coming together to create some sort of team for the Hyperloop, and the two companies were SpaceX and Tesla. And then so a bunch of people made memes of Elon Musk shaking his own hand. Like two Elon Musk shaking hands.
It's like the Spider-Man meme where they're both pointing at each other.
Yeah. So it's like Elon Musk is teaming up with Elon Musk to form a new team for the Hyperloop.
So this is Virgin's version. The Hyperloop 1. Looks like it's like Mag-lev or something.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're definitely Mag-lev.
Like so fast.
Well, the
600 miles per hour.
I was gonna say the Tesla one got their test got up to 700 something miles an hour now.
That's crazy. They also have that the tunnel, the boring company.
Yeah.
They got up to 100 and what is it? 100 and oops.
In a Tesla
100,
Model X?
Yeah, 119 or something, or 116 miles an hour in their tunnel underground LA.
That's crazy.
Him talking about doing that tunnel is so funny.
Yeah.
On the Joe Rogan podcast, he's like, "Yeah, we just got a permit to dig a pit,
Yeah.
and then we just kept digging.
Kept digging. Oh, what kind of red tape you got for doing that?
Well, we just got a permit and just kept digging." I love how he like didn't answer his questions
Yeah.
through the entire
No-
interview.
no
I don't
one
think he
asked-
answered a single question that the guy actually asked.
Yeah. No one's stopping us.
Yeah,
We're just digging. Just digging a pit.
just digging. Oh man, dude.
It's pretty cool, actually. I've been on a couple of roller coasters that are Mag-lev. That's how they launch you,
Mm-hmm.
and the acceleration is crazy.
There's a roller coaster at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah,
That is like the Hulk. It's like a
Sure.
Hulk one.
yeah,
That thing is crazy.
yeah. And then even the I don't know. Disneyland has one. Disney World, I think the whole purpose or the way that the what's the stupid ride that Disney has where you're inside and all the stars are flying by you?
Mm.
Space Mountain.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
Space
yeah,
Mountain
yeah, yeah.
starts like that. My favorite one is in Kings Island in Ohio. It's called the Flight of Fear. It's all alien themed, and it starts off in a tunnel. It's
Hmm.
pretty crazy. 67 miles an hour, in 2 seconds on the Hulk ride.
Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Where?
It says and features.
Oh, yeah.
Accelerates-
Accelerates the train to 40 miles per hour in approximately 2 seconds. And
It
it reaches
reaches
a max of 67 throughout the ride, but 0 to 40 in 2 seconds. That's pretty quick.
Yeah, for a roller
Not as
coaster.
not as
too.
quick as a Tesla.
Yeah, but this is like open air, and you just have like no seatbelts on. You have a bar.
Yeah, so
holding
it's
you.
pretty. It
In a
was pretty
car, like-
intense.
Yeah, it feels crazy.
Yeah, we went on a trip with. I think it was what was it? My mom's company used to reward top sellers for insurance or something.
Yeah.
With trips, and we got to go to Universal Studios and Disney World, and they closed down the park one night, Universal Studios, and we had free reign over a portion of Universal Studios Park, and this Hulk roller coaster happened to be in that portion.
Nice.
And I was too short to ride it during the day when the park was regularly open and we weren't like on a special thing, but they let me ride it, and my little brother, who was shorter than I was that night, because there was nobody there. Like, they were like, yeah, sure, whatever. We don't care.
You guys have.
We rode this
insurance
roller
under the
coaster
company.
probably 25 times or 30 times.
That's amazing.
Right in a row. And I had the worst headache afterwards. It was so bad.
Yeah.
I don't think a human is supposed to endure that type of G-forces for that much
No.
time. It was crazy.
Yeah, I got a headache after riding a specific ride 4 times in a row with my brother when it first came out. The Banshee.
The Banshee.
The Banshee.
Where is that one at?
It's in Kings Island. Banshee Kings Island. Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Mm-hmm. The Banshee.
Son of a beast. It was built in the former location of Son of a Beast.
Yeah. Son of Beast.
Son of Beast. Yeah.
Son of
right.
Beast, yeah. Which was the first looping wooden roller coaster in the world.
Plagued with issues.
I rode it when it had a loop in it.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it was crazy. It actually would go way faster than it was supposed to go, and then they would have to use emergency brakes all the time.
Oh, jeez.
And then it would break. It was like breaking people's necks and stuff
Oh my gosh.
because they not the roller coaster itself, but the emergency brake system, because they had to use it so that people wouldn't die, was also injuring the people.
Oh my gosh. Riders experience speeds up to 68 miles per hour. 2-minute and 40-second ride. That's a pretty long ride.
On a wooden roller coaster.
No, this is Banshee. This is the actual
Oh,
Banshee.
okay. Yep.
This is the new one.
Banshee is so cool. It's very cool. It's a hanging roller coaster.
Oh, okay. It's one of them.
Mm-hmm. It's very, very good. I rode it at night, and they have these speakers throughout the whole thing doing these like Banshee shrieks and these crazy, weird sounds. I don't know. It's just
People are like,
nuts.
in 20 years, we're going to have flying cars, and this is the shit that humanity decides to build.
Yeah. Zoom in a little bit, see if you can see what that car looks like.
Nope, it doesn't. It just resizes the photo every time I zoom in.
So
How
you just
dumb
get
is that?
font huge.
Oh, it lets me do this. There you go. That's kind of what it looks like. They're hanging, yeah, so your feet are hanging down.
Yeah, and some people can ride it backwards, maybe. Is that right?
It kind of looks like it might be like that.
I feel like they could. I don't know. The Banshee is really crazy. We rode it 4 times in a row. It was a slow night at the park, and we got to ride it 4 times in a row. It's very tall, cool, crazy.
It's fun.
Yeah, it is. It is very fun. The Banshee. This park is really huge. It's as big as like Disneyland or Universal Studios. It's a big giant theme park like that. It's not like going to Elitch's in Denver, Six Flags, which is tiny in comparison to some of these.
I don't think I've ever been to the Six Flags in Denver. I've been to Six Flags in Texas, and let me tell you, Six Flags in Texas, everything is bigger in Texas.
Sure. Oh,
I'll tell
I'm
you
sure.
what. That was crazy. There was they had a roller coaster shut down while we were there because the previous week somebody didn't get latched in all the way, and Yep, flew off in the middle of a loop and died.
Crazy.
Yep. They were 300 pounds. So they couldn't, it just didn't latch because they were too fat. Because, I mean, everything's bigger in Texas, right?
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Huh.
So that was pretty sad, and it was one of the bigger roller coasters there, and I was pissed that it was closed
Sure.
because they were investigating it or whatever, but it was mostly just because the person was too fat. Bummer.
In like proportion, that ride that's right next to it in the picture with the blue, that was the thing we were spamming earlier in our episode. Yeah, that thing. That's huge, like super tall. Like you see the people standing next to it. It's 150 feet tall. I mean,
yeah, if you think about it, so this building is probably 12 feet tall,
yes.
maybe a little bit taller,
Yes.
maybe 14 feet tall. So if you put that building on building on building on building on building on building, I mean, that's like a big.
And then now zoom out and look how tall this roller coaster is.
Yeah, that's nuts.
It's huge.
Oh, look, they got one of them slingshots.
Oh yeah, permanent. So and it's taller than you usually find at a fair.
Dude, I always see these like horror videos of like these cables snapping.
Look how tall that one is.
Yeah, that's crazy. These cables snapping right here.
Yeah. Over there, that's a swing.
Oh, crazy.
So you get in this thing and it pulls you
I've
up to
seen
the top
this.
of the V, and then you swing between the loop.
Wow.
And it's huge too. It's
the
a ginormous
the
park.
things that humans come up with just blow my mind.
And this picture is taken from the top of the Eiffel Tower. They have an Eiffel Tower there.
Oh.
It's a replica of the one in. It's a third of the size of the one in
Paris?
Paris. Yes. I don't know. I love Paramount Kings Island. I think it's just called Kings Island now. It used to be a Paramount park, so it used to be themed off of Paramount movies. So you have like, I don't know, The Italian Job, Top Gun.
Oh, yeah, I think it's just called Kings Island now.
Yeah. Used to be a Paramount park though.
I don't see anything about Paramount now.
No. Huge park. We should go.
Where
there
is this
sometime.
at?
It's in the middle of Ohio.
Middle of Ohio.
Yep.
Well, NALO, I think it's getting about that time.
Yeah, dude.
I got to go do some stuff.
For sure.
And
It's actually towards the edge. See where Hamilton is?
yeah.
It's close to that.
So for those of you, what is happening here? Oh, here we go. Hamilton is right here.
Yeah.
Now we're geography teachers. We've worn a lot of different hats today,
Yeah.
but really we've only worn 2 different hats, technically.
Well, that's for sure.
All right, dude.
Yeah, dude. I'm excited about this whatever episode. Because it literally is whatever. Like, we put on some
Like,
stupid
whatever,
hats.
Who cares? Whatever.
Talked about a Hyperloop.
Whatever.
Oh, dude. Alex Steele. We need to talk about that. Like, maybe off camera.
What? Steele? What?
Alex Steele. I'll tell you all
this
about
guy?
it. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Peace out. See you later.
Wait, we got to do some thingies.
Yeah. If you guys are just watching us just now, you missed out on like 2 hours of other stuff we talked about. The first hour is our podcast. That's where all the meat and gravy is. The second half is whatever episode. This is where we just relax a little bit, get crazy, talk about whatever the crap we want. And but you can view any of it on YouTube or Twitch, and you can catch the first half of this stream on any podcast app through Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, your favorite podcast app. Check it out on your phone, in your car, while you're at work. Do whatever.
And remember, kids, Twitch Prime.
Yeah. Amazon Prime memberships, free subscription. Use it here. I don't know. Use it on your favorite sub, actually. Or use it on your favorite channel. It's fine. Hopefully it's us.
No. Use it on us.
I'm totally down. I feel like that's a great idea. We need to be
Shameless.
shameless and up
Shameless
there.
plug.
Bye.
Wait, does this?
I'm done. Are you done?
Who's done? Who? What? Where's Santa at?
I'm gonna finish my pizza.
Oh my gosh.
We got some. We need to do some screenshots. If you're still watching, that's probably what we're gonna do. Do you have something in my beard? No.
I don't think so. Nope. I don't even know what I'm looking at. I don't know what we're doing. We're losers. That's all right, though. Whoa.
I'm gonna sit back here as far as I can go.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Is this the Alex Steele guy?
No.
Who's this? This is Colin Furs. This guy always does some crazy stuff, too.
Yeah, that guy made a belt, a knife chopping belt.
He also made a jet-powered one of these.
Where did he get that? He must have bought it. Look how far back I'm sitting.
Oh, my gosh.
You know, if you have it on that, it's not going to work for screenshots. I'll move this out of the way.
Whoa! Almost lost my... I can't get mine out of the frame, actually. Making a mess over here.
You want to go to Target?
Yep.
Target's open to midnight.
Peace out. Oh, boy.